Let's start our class with a short prayer. May I request someone to please lead the prayer? Yes, Miss Ronquillo. Okay, thank you very much. So good morning, class. Good morning, class. My name is Roger T. Adornado, and I will be your teacher in creative writing. How are you today? Okay, that's good to hear. May I request or may I know who is the secretary of this class? Can you please list down the absent for today? Okay, thank you very much. Before we delve in our discussion for today, let's learn first our classroom rules. First, listen attentively when someone is talking or discussing. Number two, raise your right hand if you want to answer and if you want to be acknowledged. Number three, participate in classroom activities, and most importantly is that respect each other. Is that clear, class? Are you now ready to learn our new topic for today? Okay, that's good to hear. Here's my objectives for today's discussion. May I request someone to please read loud and clear our objective for today? Okay, thank you. Okay, class, I prepared here a two sentences. But before that, I want you to go to your respective groups and form a circle. You have 5 seconds to go to your respective groups. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Are we all now settled? Okay, very good. I have two sentence here, and your job is to observe or notice what are the difference between the two, or what have you noticed between the two. You have 5 minutes to give your ideas or to share your ideas to your group mates. Okay, your 5 minutes is now end. Okay, what have you observed between the two sentences? Can somebody tell me in the class what have you noticed between the two sentences? Okay, no one. Okay, now let's go to the group 1. Okay, group 1, what have you noticed with the two sentences? Okay, very good. How about the group 2? Okay, very good. Good observation. How about the group 3? Are they similar in meaning? Okay, that's good idea. How about the group 4? Uh-huh. So, all your answers are actually correct. The sentence number 1 is in a straightforward or in a literal form. While on the other hand, the second sentence is more on a creative way. Thus, the way the speaker tells is in a creative way or in more vividly. Actually, these two sentences are in the same meaning, where the speaker wants to tell that the person is actually happy. But in the second sentence, as you notice, the way the speaker tells it is in a creative way or on more vividly. Do you get it, class? Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, now let's explore more examples. In your group, I want you to observe the following sentence that I will be providing and discuss it. What is the writer trying to show, or how is it expresses differently from a simple sentence? And in your group, I want you to choose one representative to discuss your observation in front of the class. Is that clear, class? Okay, that's good to hear. Here are the following sentences that I want you to observe, and I want you to give your observation in front of the class. Okay, you have 10 minutes to discuss in your group what have you noticed with the following sentences that I provided. Okay, let's assume that all the group already presented their outputs or their work. Okay, excellent. You're now noticing that the patterns of how a writer expresses ideas is more creative. As we notice, some of them use comparison, some of them use object to describe. Some of them are use exaggeration to create an impact or create an effect. Also, there are sentences that show contrast between what is expected and what is actually happens. So, all of this, all of these are examples of figurative language. So, you just discovered them without even knowing the name yet. Okay, so now let's put names to what you have discovered. Those those sentences that you just encountered are examples of figurative language. So when we say figurative language, this is the word how the speaker tells their ideas or message in a creative way or in more vivid way to create an effect or to make more appealing to the readers. So that is the purpose of this figurative language. So what the sentence that I provided has their names. The first one has simile. It compares two things using like or as. Can somebody give me an example of a simile where we use as or like to compare two things? Yes, Miss Ronquillo. Okay, very good. So now let's proceed to another figurative language. So the next figurative language is metaphor. It compares two things directly without using as or like. So, can somebody give me an idea? Give me an example? Okay, very good. Time is stiff. That is very cliche example of a metaphor. So now let's proceed to another another figurative language. Personification gives human trait to non-human things. Can somebody give me an example? Okay, very good. The plant is crying. Okay, in this example, it's correct that we give human traits to non-human beings or non-living things. Such the given example is that the plant is crying. So the plant there is a non-living things that cannot be cry. So that's a personification. So when we say personification, we give human traits to the non-living things or non-human. Okay. So now let's proceed to another figurative language, hyperbole. So when we say hyperbole, it is exaggeration of how we exaggerate or to put an effect. Can somebody give me an example of exaggeration? Okay, very good. So the example here is I can eat the whole planet. Means the implied meaning of this is that the person is hungry. Very good. So the way how the speaker tells it is is in a exaggerated way. So lastly, we have irony, a contrast between expectation and reality. So can somebody give me an example of a hyperbole? I mean irony. Okay, very good. The fire station got burned. So in this example, we cannot say that we cannot tell or cannot say that the fire station can burn because first of all, the fire station should be the one who put off the fire. So do you get the idea? The contrast between expectation and reality. Okay. So now now class, that's figurative language. It uses words and phrases in a non-literal way to create vivid imagery, to evoke emotions, or to explain complex ideas. Again, what are the common types of figurative language? Yes. Okay, very good. So well said. So I guess all of you already understood the figurative language and its type, the most five common type, and actually this only the five common type, and it contains of 100 of figurative language. So, is there any question regarding on our discussion for today? So now, let's proceed to our activity. Since every one of you already know our discussion, so now let's proceed to our activity. Okay, this activity called Express It Another Way. Alright, this would be called Expresses Another Way. So, I want you to remain to your group mates, and I want you to work with your group, and I want you to write a short poem with 8 to 9 lines about your personal experiences use with the use of figurative language that I discuss, and include at least 3 types in your poems. Underline or label the lines that use figurative language. Write your poem nearly on a clear paper. You have 10 minutes to finish it, and I want you to read it in your group, your poem, and tell which figurative language you used. So, is the instruction clear? Okay, very good. So you have 10 minutes to do your activity. Okay, let's assume that all the group already presented their poems and their works in front of the class. So since job well done, that everyone well understood our discussion for today. So now let's test your knowledge. So can you get 1/2 sheet of paper? And I want you to identify the types of figurative language used in a sentence. So you have this. Let's now know if you really understood our topic for today. So I've prepared here a 10 item quiz, and I want you to identify what type of figurative language that being used in the sentence. Okay, so now let's assume that the assessment is already done. So for their assignment, I will be giving them, the students, I will be giving them a new topic for the next discussion. So that's all for my presentation of my lesson plan. So I discussed the figurative language and its type. So that's all for today's video.